Welcome to I'm Busy on Purpose, the podcast for small business owners who are over the hustle, the overwhelm, and that constant pressure to always be doing more. If your business feels like it's running you instead of the other way around, consider this your wake-up call. Here, we're going to slow it down, cut through the chaos, and actually take back control. I'm your host, Lucy Carter, and I'll be sharing real stories to help you feel less alone and practical tips that won't scramble your brain even more than it already is. Every week, I'll be here to remind you that by reconnecting with yourself, focusing on what really matters, and taking aligned action, you can have a business that fuels your life instead of draining it. No fluff, no guilt, just straight up guidance to help you feel confident, in control, and actually enjoy the ride of small business ownership. So go grab your coffee or your wine, there's no judgment here. Take a deep breath and finally give yourself permission to do business your way. Hello guys, welcome back to season 2 of the I'm Busy on Purpose podcast. Look, I am fully aware that I have been on a reasonably long hiatus. The last podcast episode I posted was back in March. And look, in all honesty, there is some reasoning behind that. And the biggest reason being is I had to come back to myself again in order for the podcast to come back. And that is really the only reason as to why I would ever pause on creating this podcast is because of that reason. I love this podcast. I love talking about all the things I talk about on this podcast. I love sharing it with you guys. I love the feedback that I get. So, the only reason is because I need that time to come back to myself. I need to experience. I need to live through something in order to be able to share that with you. And that is exactly what I was doing in the last few months. I couldn't create season 2 by pretending to know what was going on or pretending to know about something when really I didn't have the clarity. I didn't have the understanding. I didn't have the experience yet. I didn't really know what was shifting for me. So I had to kind of go through that, live it and understand it in order for me to come on here and be able to help you guys and to actually share that experience with you from a more understanded perspective. So I'll just talk roughly about why that happened, why I paused on the podcast. I won't go into it too much because I really want to get into all the other things that this episode needs to be about. But in a nutshell, there was a lot of stuff that had gone on for me in the last few months, emotionally, also quite exciting things as well. It's not all negative. So back in April, I had a big job with Tiger Lily, an Australian brand, which was so exciting. And I was just really living in that moment and really embracing it and really loving my makeup work again. And I was just in a really good spot. I had my sister's 40th. That was so fun. That was okay, I'm just taking a bit of a break. And that's what I kind of intended to do, just take April and then step back into things. It was very unintentional to take this long of a pause. But then I had the experience of having the year anniversary of my partner's cardiac arrest. So that was bringing up a lot of feelings and emotions for me. And then the following month after that is the anniversary of my dad's death. So I didn't know at the time, or I didn't preempt the emotions and the turmoil that would bring up as well. So I was kind of just hit by a bus with that. And then, it's just kind of been a bit of a journey to kind of get to this point. And I think since probably June, I have just needed a minute to kind of just figure out what all of that was about. And here I am. So no excuses. It's just life, right? I'm not here to just talk for the sake of talking. I'm here to give you my own guidance from my own experience. So that needed to happen in order for me to come here. Hence why I say the podcast couldn't come back until I did. So yeah, season 1 was all about understanding or creating awareness around what is going on for us, why we're feeling burnt out, why we're feeling agitated, why we're feeling exhausted, disconnected from ourselves, from our lives, from our businesses, all of those things, and how we were getting stuck in negative patterns, and also just, not feeling like ourselves, and why is that coming up for us? There was a lot of stuff in there about why is this happening, and just creating some awareness around it. And that is what my intention for season 1 was about, is to give you guys a bit of an eye-opener. Maybe you had light bulb moments. Maybe it was like, I didn't know I was feeling this way, or I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but fuck, that was burnout, or shit, I am feeling really disconnected because I'm feeling all these things. So I hope season 1 gave you some clarity, gave you some awareness. Now, season 2 is about saying, okay, what's next? What are we doing here? Now I have this information or this awareness around the fact that I am feeling a certain way and why that might be happening and where it might be coming from. How do I deal with this? How do I change this? Like, I know I'm dealing with something, but how do I actually move into the next phase of this? Now, awareness is the beginning, and then integration is where the change really happens. So that is the crux of season 2. And it's also the reason I have created, with all my experiences over the last year and a half, something called the Simple Theory, right? For myself, this is what I created for myself, and now I am sharing it with you guys. And simple simply stands for slowing down. And then the I stands for identifying and inward awareness. So I feel like season 1 is really all about the S and the I. It's about slowing down, taking a minute, and creating that inward awareness and identifying where this might be coming from, right? You're slowing down, you're reconnecting, and you're going, okay, right, this seems to be coming up for me. I'm feeling this way. I'm agitated, I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, da 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 da. So season 1 is all about that. And season 2 is really about stepping into making sense of it all. Making sense, which is the M part of simple, and prioritizing and protecting. So it's really about taking what it is we have got awareness around and being like, okay, now what do I do with this? And how do I put this into action and actually do the thing? Okay. And you know me, I am never gonna put things out there that are gonna overwhelm you even more. I wouldn't do that to myself, so I'm not gonna do it to you. It's all about creating more space mentally and sometimes physically. So I'm going to be having guests on the podcast that are going to be talking about different therapies, different modalities that you can tap into in order to help you create that space, which is going to help you maybe understand, make sense of why this is happening, where it's coming from. So then you can actually kind of go, all right, well, maybe I need to set some boundaries. Maybe I need to protect my peace somewhere. Maybe I need to have a think about how I can kind of rearrange some stuff in my life, let go of some things. The other side of simple, the last phase of it is about letting go. So that's the L. And then the E is about embodiment and energy alignment. So we are going to be sort of integrating this into season 2 and bringing this into our life, having the awareness and then bringing in the element of embodiment in this part as well. So I'm really excited about this season. I know that there's going to be a lot of cool people coming on the podcast. I've already got one podcast episode recorded. I'm really, really excited to share that one with you. So stay tuned for that. The core topic of today is about why integration is so important in this phase of your experience, of whatever you're experiencing, right? If you're coming from a place of like, I don't know what's going on with me, I'm feeling so stressed and overwhelmed and I'm so over it, I'm feeling just tired of just the day in, day out slog, the feeling of just not wanting to get up, or I don't know what to do in my business, I don't know where to start, all of that stuff. I'm hoping that now you can see that there is a problem, there is an issue underlying, that we can start talking about like how we can kind of figure this out together, all right? And how we can actually start helping you. Because I think one thing I've really realized in this season of my life, and what I really want to put out there, is that I didn't lose motivation. That's not what happened here. And we can all say to ourselves when we pause on something, or we feel a bit stuck, or we feel like we know what we want to do, we know that we have these things we want to achieve. Like I have all these ideas, and I've had all these ideas bouncing around in my head, and some have surfaced, like I've created the I'm Busy collective community, and some haven't. And there's a lot in my brain that I want to share, but I don't know how to do that yet. Or I'm feeling scared to do that yet, or something's just like pulling me back. And I'm in this phase of trying to figure that out. So you might be feeling that too, right? And I think it's working on yourself and working and figuring out what is it. So there's maybe different parts of ourselves that are trying to kind of be like, no, come back to safety. This is the safe space. And it's like we all have these inner parts of ourselves that really struggle to kind of get through that negative mindset. Like I'm really trying to just be like, I could do this. I'm just gonna just get on with it, and I'm just gonna push through. But then there's this part of me that is like, no, because you're gonna make a fool of yourself, or no one's gonna like you, or you're not good enough. And that's the part I really need to work on, and what I have been trying to work on. And it's definitely teetering on this edge of, I know that something is shifting. And I don't know if you've ever felt that, like where you've like, I know something's shifting. I know there's something in me going, you've got this, but there's just this little voice inside your head telling you that you don't. And that is where I'm at right now. And I'm teetering on this edge of being like, be quiet, leave me alone. Okay. Because I just need to get to my next level. And I feel ready to kind of share this ongoing experience with you. I've kind of got through whatever that muddied, watered part was. And now I'm ready to kind of take you on this journey of where I'm like, no, I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready to be heard, and I'm ready to be seen. I'm fucking scared about it. I'm really scared about it. But if I don't challenge myself or challenge this inner part of me who is just trying to protect me, then I'm not going to get to where I need to be. And I know that I need to face the music, so to speak, and just pull up my big girl pants and do it. Because it's not for a case of not wanting to do something and having lack of motivation. Having a lack of motivation is really you saying to yourself, yeah, I kind of want this. I do want to do it, but I just can't be bothered. It's that kind of mentality. Like, I just can't be bothered. And don't get me wrong, there is certainly moments of lack of motivation. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist, but I think the real reason as to why it's taken me so long to kind of come back to the podcast is not really a lack of motivation. It has been that disconnect. I've had to kind of find out a little bit more about myself in order to feel that connection again, to be able to speak my voice confidently, clearly, and honestly to you guys. And I hope this resonates, because I don't think we should be doing anything that doesn't feel genuine and true and and connected to us. And I think we all try and push through. And this is definitely something I used to do. I used to just push through because society said so, just because someone on an Instagram reel told me to do so. And I felt this pressure stack on me and be like, well, I've got to do it, because if I don't, I'm not going to get the followers. If I don't, I'm not going to get seen or heard. And you know what I've really learned in this season of my life is that if I go on a hiatus for a few months, it's not the fucking end of the world. Like, honestly, guys, okay, it's business. We do need to be somewhat consistent. And I am in the background being consistent. I am working on things, but to be constantly on and out there and visualize and be, what's the word I'm looking for? Be exposed and put myself on camera all the time and share my personal feelings and situations. I can do that when I feel like I can do that, when I feel like I want to do that, where I know it's going to have an impact. And if I go on a quiet spurt on social media for a bit and haven't posted, I don't think anyone's sitting there going, look at Lucy, she's not posted for a while. But in my head, I'm going, oh, fuck, I haven't posted for a while, or I haven't done my podcast for a while. But the reality is, it's about putting things out there that actually mean something. And it's not about stopping, it's about pausing and reflecting and figuring out what is going to be worth your while and what is going to be worth other people's while. Like I said, I'm not going to just come on here and just chat for the sake of chatting, although I do know I ramble slightly a lot. However, I don't want to come on here and just talk shit. I want to talk about things that are actually going to be helpful, that are actually going to change something within you. My words vibrate into you from this podcast and connect somehow. And you know, I might feel like I'm rambling, but maybe my words aren't rambling to you. Maybe my words are resonating. And I think that is something women in business, especially small business owners, when we are doing all these things for ourselves, by ourselves, creating the content, having to show up in home life and in business life, it's fucking hard. And I don't feel like doing it all the time. And I'm not going to do it just because somebody on fucking social media told me I need to be posting 75 times a fucking day. Not going to happen. Not on my watch. And I would never, ever tell any of my clients to do that either. Because I believe the biggest impact comes from soul-led content, stuff that has really impacted your life. So then you can share that with others. You may have facts and knowledge, and that's great. Facts and knowledge are always great. But if it's not backed by sentiment, like, what does it mean? Like, what does it mean to anyone? Like, I can go and find all the information I want on Google. You can go and find all the information you want on Google. However, it's not got a story behind it. It's not got a real life situation behind it. It doesn't have any impact behind it. It's just like, oh yeah, okay, that's information. I've got those symptoms, or that's happening to me, or that's happened before. Like, but other than that, there's no real like feeling of connection when I go on Google, unless I come across someone's blog, or if I come across someone else's podcast and listen to those things that are related to the facts. So I think moral of the story is, don't put the pressure on yourself to just be on all the time, because you don't need to be on all the time. I think sometimes we need to be in learning mode. And I think in order to be able to share the facts with people, with your audience. So, and that's simply what I've been doing. I've been in learning mode. I've been in reconnection mode. So I have just digressed a little bit there. So season 2 is all about what happens when you know something needs to change, but you're not quite ready, or you're not able to do anything to change it yet, or you don't know how to change it yet. that is what season 2 is all about, and hence the framework simple, because my simple theory is something I really want you guys to come back to, because it has helped me on my journey multiple times. Like, it isn't something crazy to remember. It's not something that you have to go and, change your whole life to make it work, to integrate it into your life. Not at all. Simple is simple for a reason. And I talk more about that theory in my 3-day reset retreat that is going to be launched this month, the month of August. I've said it. I've put it out there. Because again, that's been something that has just taken its sweet ass time for me to put out. And I think it was based on all of the stuff I've just spoken about in this podcast, where I felt a little bit stagnant, a little bit disconnected. And I've needed to kind of move through something in order to be able to create. So the creation mode has just kind of been stalled for a bit. Anyway, so the simple framework is going to be explained more in the 3-day retreat. I go through it quite intently. So if you would like to learn more about that, if you want to just take a minute for yourself, it is a 3-day retreat. However, it's not something that needs to be completed right now. It's not something that has to be done in 3 days. It is a safe space for you to just come to. It's pre-recorded, so you can tap back in whenever you want, where you can just kind of be like, right, I'm feeling that disconnect. I'm feeling that like level of just like, I'm overwhelmed, my brain is foggy, and the retreat is designed for you to kind of step into that, take a moment for yourself, take a breather, and really kind of just like chunk out what is going on, and take whatever's in here in your head and put it onto paper. So there's a bit of writing involved, nothing strenuous, but just, it is all about taking it out of your head and putting it onto paper, because I think, and no, I don't think, I know, because it is a scientific fact, that when we do write things down, we actually create space in our minds, right? It is quite therapeutic to write. So that was the purpose of getting you to write some stuff down in this retreat. So if you are feeling like something's a little bit off with yourself at the moment, you're not quite sure, you don't know how to put your finger on it, but you kind of know that you need to do something, or you just like, I don't know what it is, can't quite work it out, but I know I'm feeling a bit fucking shit, then the 3-day retreat is going to be something that can really help you and guide you through that feeling, that emotion, that time that bubble that you're in. And yeah, it's just going to be a really relaxed experience for you. So that is coming soon. I will be launching that. I don't have an exact date, but it is going to be happening this month. So stay tuned. I will let you know when that is happening. Now, if you resonated with this podcast, if something popped up for you that you're like, oh my God, that made total sense for me, please leave me a comment. Let's talk. Let's open up a discussion. And also comments, likes, shares are going to help me to be able to create more of these episodes, create more podcasts for you, because, it's something that I really love, but also I want the word to be spread. And if it's helpful for you, then maybe it could be helpful for somebody else. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. I would really, really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And yeah, I will love you and leave you here. Thank you for your patience. And I will see you in the next episode. Thanks, guys. Bye.